In this Mosaic tips and tricks video, I'm going to show you how to set up a parametric L filler that you can use for your base cabinets, wall cabinets, as well as your tall cabinets. You can see right now I am in the Frameless V12 library, and if I scroll down in the product library tree, you can see I have a heading here called base fillers. I'm going to select the BF3 and I'm just going to drag it on to wall number 1, and you can see my finished ends right now are currently set to none. What I want to do is be able to set this filler up where I've got like a 4-inch return on either side and save it to a base filler. I want to save it to a wall filler as well as a tall filler. What I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to switch these finished ends to both. And what you can see now is it adds those finished end panels that I want, but obviously those are too tall. And let me bump it over here to the base cabinet and scroll in. And I would also like to have this filler saved where it came out flush with my doors. So I'm going to go ahead and just outset this right now to 7/8 of an inch. That way I take into consideration my bumper silencer as well as the thickness of my door. Now let's go ahead and select the filler and let's double click on it and bring it into the product editor. And I'm going to move the product editor to the right and select the 2D, 3D viewer and move it over here to the left. If I select my measuring tool and put a dimension here, you can see this filler end is actually 23¼ inches. If I go to the parts tab, you can see the finished end left and the finished end right are both 23¼ inches in width. Let's go back to the shape tab now, and I'm going to select the left side of the cabinet first. Now with this end right here being 23¼ inches, I would like this return to be 4 inches. I'm going to select the adjust side, and on the left end adjustment, I'm going to minus 19¼ here. Let me go back up here, minus 19¼ Now, if I use my measuring tool again, you can see that now my end is actually 4 inches. Let's go ahead and go to the right side and adjust side. This time, instead of doing the left edge adjustment, I'm going to move it to the right edge adjustment, minus 19¼ and that also moves that end into 19¼ inches. If I go to my parts tab, you can see now both my left finished end and my right finished end are both 4 inches. So if I select OK right now, this is the filler I want to have for my actual base cabinets. And you can see if I turn my finished end to the right, the left L goes away and I can attach it to the left side of the cabinet, and I could also change that to the left and move the filler over to this side. Let's go ahead right now and just select none and double click on this filler, and I'm going to go save to library, and I'm going to add a new product. I'm just going to call this BF3, and I'm going to call it an L filler. And there we have it. Now, if you look up here, this is actually set to a base cabinet. I'd like to change this and modify this to have it set up for my tall cabinet. I'm going to drop the menu here, which is my subcategory, and I'm going to select tall. I'm going to go ahead and change the height to 84 as we have it here. And instead of a base filler 3, I'm just going to call this one a tall filler 3 and go save to library again, add new product, and I'm just going to call this a TF3 L filler so I know exactly what this is and select OK. Now both these fillers are currently added to my library. Let me go ahead and delete this one, and I scroll down to my product library. And I can bring my filler in, and let's say I bump it to the left side of this cabinet. I could select the right finished end, or I could put it on the other side of the cabinet and select the left finished end. As you can see, it automatically adjusts to the depth of my door. Let's go ahead with the tall filler, and let me bump it to the tall cabinet and change my finished end to the right. And bring another one in on this other side. And we're going to set the finish stand on the left. And you can see how that adjusts, and it's already adjusted to the depth of my door. Let's go to the 3D viewer and take a look at this. Now that I have both the base fillers and the tall fillers already set up, let's go ahead and set up another one for the wall cabinets here. I'm going to go ahead and change this to both ends finished, and I'm going to double click on the base filler again. This time I'm going to go to the shape tab, and what I want to do is go to adjust side, and I'm going to take the adjustments off of this product real quick before I make any changes. Then I'm going to go to my size tab, and I'm going to call the depth 12 inches. As you can see, and I'm also going to change this to a wall cabinet, and there we go. Let me go ahead and move this window over, and let's take a look at it. So if I look at my measuring tool for this side panel, my panels are 11¼ inches deep. As you can see, 11¼ Let's go back to the shape tab, the left end. I'm going to go to adjust side, the left edge adjustment minus 7¼ and that's going to bring that down to 4 inches. And then the right side, let's go to adjust side, the right edge adjustment, 7¼ and select OK. Now we changed it to a wall. Let's go ahead and change our description. Wall, filler 3, save to library. And let's just go ahead and add this as a W3. And let's just call this an L filler. And select OK. And there we go. Now select OK again. Let's go ahead and delete that filler. Scroll down. And this time I'm going to bring in my WF3L filler. And if I want it on that side of the cabinet, I can say finish stand left. And watch this. I will plop it onto the left side of this cabinet. And I can say finish stand right. And there's my base filler. Let's put this one back in there, finish stand left, and let's go to the 3D viewer. So you can see these are automatically parametric and adjusting. You do have a way to screw the fillers to the side of your cabinets while doing frameless cabinets. And we have one set up for a wall, base, and tall. So go ahead and go through this process and you'll learn how to modify some fillers as well as other cabinets.